Hello. It is 12:43 and I'm leaving Tanya's house right now. And I just went, she got a fountain Coke and I got a bottle of Life water. And she gave me this book and she said this is like, it's this hottest book of the summer. She said this is like one of the best books she has ever read. She was like so upset that it was done. And the book is called Watch Me Disappear by Janelle Brown. So should we hear what it's about? Because I don't know anything about it. She just said to me, I just walked inside to use the bathroom and she said, do you know like when you have like a book hangover and you're like sad that the book is over? I was like, yeah, I know about it all the time. So, who you want people to be makes you blind to who they really are. It's been a year since Billy Flanagan, a beautiful, charismatic Berkeley mom with an inviolable life, went on a solo hike in desolation, wilderness, and vanished from the trail. Her body was never found, just a shattered cell phone and a solitary hiking boot. Her husband and teenage daughter have been coping with Billy's death the best they can. Jonathan drinks as he works on a loving memoir about his marriage. Olive grows remote from both her father and her friends at the all-girls school she attends. But then Olive starts having strange visions of her mother still alive. Jonathan worries about Olive's emotional stability until he starts unearthing secrets from Billy's past that bring into question everything he thought he understood about his wife, who was the woman he knew as Billy Flanagan. Together, Olive and Jonathan embark on a quest for the truth about Billy, but also shout about themselves, learning in the process about all the ways that love can distort what we choose to see. Brown's insights into the dynamics of intimate relationships will make you question what you tell yourself about the people you love, while her nervy, propulsive storytelling will keep you guessing until the very last page. Oh my God, that sounds so good. Janelle Brown is a New York Times bestselling author of All We Ever Wanted Was Everything, and This Is Where We Live. An essayist and a journalist, she has written for Vogue, the New York Times, Elle, Wired, Self, the Los Angeles Times, Salon, and numerous other publications. She lives in Los Angeles with her husband and their 2 children. And there she is. So, thank you, Tanya, for that great book. I'm excited to read it. Watch Me Disappear, in case you want to go get it. It's called Watch Me Disappear. Tanya, like, she reads, Tanya literally, because I started it yesterday, I finished it today. Tanya reads so much, and she's like, I haven't read a book in so long that was so good, so. There you go, straight from the horse's mouth. Tanya Jean Applestein. This probably will not be a long vlog today, because I have 45 minutes left in my audiobook, and I want to finish it before I go home, so. I'm almost done with The Late Show by Michael Connelly, which is actually really good. This is more like a book vlog so far. Do you guys like reading? Do you read? I'm like, I spent the most of the day reading Francesca Zappia's Eliza and Her Monsters. It's a young adult book, and it's really good. And I actually had a really hard time getting into it at first. And then yesterday and today I sat outside and I read it, and tonight I read like 40 or 50 pages. Today I just read. It was, I don't know, I'm like falling in love with it now. I have to read a book fast to like it. Like I can't spread it out over 2 weeks or I really struggle with it. That whole idea of like not knowing somebody, like, you know, like not truly knowing people in our lives is interesting, don't you think? Anyway, Alex came home late last night. I probably talked about this on my vlog yesterday. He came home late last night. Well, not too late. He was home by like 11:30 or 12 from Chicago, and I could tell he was really exhausted. He went right to bed, and then I went out and did my vlog and stuff like that. And, so anyway, what was I going to say? Today we got up, and he was just watching TV, and I filmed my videos. He was watching, like, Netflix. He's, like, catching up on shows. He's watching Sense8 right now, and, which I still have to watch. He said it's really good this last season, but I need to watch it. And, then we were gonna go out to eat. I was like, do you want to go out to eat somewhere? We haven't gone out to eat together in forever. And I'm trying, because I'm on this, you know, weight loss journey, trying not to go out to eat a lot, because it's hard for me, you know, like. And so if I am going to go out to eat, I want to, like, have it be, like, this special occasion, if that makes sense. And not even really a special occasion, but, like, Friday night we're going to hang out with Melissa because her husband's out of town, so we're going to probably go see a movie or go rent movies or something like that. or watch movies at her house. And so she, so we'll probably go out to dinner on Friday night. And if we do, like, I would rather save going out to dinner then. So we kind of couldn't agree on where to go eat. Do you guys ever have that problem with, like, your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, partner, or whatever? And I was like, okay, do you want to go to Basbo's, which is pizza place, but they also have these, like, spinach Popeye sandwiches there that I like. He's like, yeah, I'm not feeling that. I was like, okay. And then he was like, how about Public Greens, which is, like, this totally vegan restaurant. They, like, farm their own food and everything. And I was like, I am really not feeling that. Like, I know that that sounds like something I would totally be into, but, like, if I'm gonna break my diet and eat something like a veggie burger or something, like, I want to eat something, you know what I mean? And so then I was like, well, we could just go to Champs or Cheesecake. And he was like, okay. He was like, I said, or, because we had like 3 Project Runways to watch, 2 of them, and then like this catch-up show. And I was like, or we could just go to the grocery store and get a bunch of stuff. And he was like, yeah, let's do that, because I just want to make a salad. So we went to Fresh Time, and he got stuff to make a salad, and I got like hummus and all that kind of stuff. And then we sat there and we watched 2 episodes back-to-back of Project Runway, because we love that show. And we're really excited because American Horror Story starts tomorrow. Holla holla, dollar bill. Winner winner, chicken dinner. It's the new American Horror Story. I love fall. Autumn is my favorite season, especially in Indiana, because it starts getting kind of like Indian summer. That was the word I was looking for when I was talking about how it was like really warm, but like in late October. Indian summer. But like, do they still say that? I don't know if they still call it Indian summer, or is that not PC? I never know what's PC anymore, what you're supposed to say and what you're not supposed to say. But I love autumn in Indiana because the leaves start changing. Our tree out in our front yard, we have this big tree in our front yard, is already changing. And the leaves fall, and it's very windy. Today was really windy. And it's just, every day is like Halloween. I love that. From like the middle of September through like the middle of November, it's like every day is kind of like Halloween. Although Halloween goes for me from now until like October 31st at midnight, and then it's Christmas. I know that people are like, no, it really isn't. I'm like, okay, yeah, but like the day after Halloween to me is Christmas. Because I love celebrating holidays and getting excited about it. So I celebrate Halloween between now and then and get really excited and watch all the scary movies. I'm like, I love horror. If I don't say that, people think I'm talking about horrors in the house. I love horror movies. Oh, possum just ran across the street. And I've already started watching them because there's so many free ones on our cable. But then tonight, Melissa was texting me about this thing. And there's a part of Indianapolis called Irvington, and it's like old houses, but they're very cute. Like, it's like the streets are cute. It's a really adorable area, and it was kind of a wealthy area at the turn of the century, and like turn of like 1900s, not like now. But anyway, they're on the 24th, I think, they're having this thing at this house where the psychic used to live. Like, the psychic used to live there back, like, in the 1900s, early 1900s. And it's, like, a seance, and then they have, like, you get, like, a special kind of tea, and then they have, like, psychics there and stuff like that, and it's $30 a person. And it's, like, from 7 to 11, it's, like, this whole night of total spookery. So she was like, do you want to go? So Alex and I are going to go with her to that, her and Aaron. We're excited. And then the 31st, Halloween, we usually go over to my cousin's for like a chilly night, but last year my cousin said she was never doing it again, so I don't know if she'll do it. We've actually had snow here on Halloween sometimes. It gets that cold. Do you guys like Halloween? Halloween is my favorite holiday of life. I'll tell you some of my favorite holiday movies and stuff. Well, I love the original franchise of Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis. I love Halloween 1, Halloween 2. I don't love Halloween 3 because it doesn't really have anything to do with it. Halloween 4, Halloween 5, I love. Halloween 4 I like better than Halloween 5. Halloween 4 is when the little girl's there, and then Halloween 5 is like the kids in, is that the one? The kids when they're, yeah, Yeah, Halloween 4 is when her older sister doesn't want to take her trick-or-treating. And she's like a foster child. She's like, but we're not really sisters, Jamie. Do you remember that? And the little girl's name is Jamie. And she's like, but we're not really sisters. I always want to hit her when she says that. I think that's so mean to that little girl. And then Halloween 5 is when, like, the kids are in college and there's the party. I love that one so much, okay? And, like, the girl with the baby, like, she's running from that place and it's kind of real different. And then the neighbor, when he was, like, I can't remember what his name is, but anyway, I used to know all this stuff. When he was a little kid, supposedly from the very first one, he's, like, grown up now, and he, like, hears, like, her needing help, and so he, like, hides her. That one is so good. I'm getting kind of scared even thinking about it. Oh, my God. And then, Halloween H2O, is that Halloween 6? I think that's Halloween 6, is at the boarding school, and that's with Josh Hartnett and Jamie Lee Curtis again. I love that one too. And then then Halloween 7, I think, is like the one that they did where there was like a reality show and Jamie Lee Curtis dies in the beginning of it. I'm almost positive of that, but I could be wrong. So I love those, and then I love Children of the Corn, but just really the first one. What else do I like? I Know What You Did Last Summer. You know, I tried to watch The Strangers the other day, and Alex thinks that show is, like, that movie is so scary. And I'm, like, watching it, and I'm, like, halfway through it, and, like, nothing really scary had happened halfway through that movie. I was, like, I had it on in the background while I was doing stuff. If you haven't watched my vlogs lately, because we pay so much for cable, I've been, like, trying to watch all these free movies we get. I just go in there and I, like, watch free movies. I cannot tell you how many times I've watched Identity Thief and Spy. I love that Melissa McCarthy so much. I think she's hilarious. And Tammy. I love that Tammy movie, too. But, I mean, and of course, Bridesmaids. But there's so many free, scary movies on there. So, like, okay, I love The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, the cartoon, the Disney cartoon. I love that so much. I love Fat Albert's Halloween. I love The Halloween Tree by Ray Bradbury, but they made that into a cartoon movie as well. What else are the other Halloween movies that I like? Oh, there's this Halloween movie with a girl. I can never remember what her name is, but she was on Scrubs, but she also played Becky on Darlene for like 2 seasons. And it's where she moves this town, and they're all like descendants, and it's like I Know What You've Been Doing, or Where Have You Been, or something. It was a made-for-TV movie, but I love that movie so much. I have so many horror movies in my basement, like on DVD and on VCR tape. It's unbelievable. Oh my God. I love them. What else do I love? All the Alfred Hitchcocks, but I don't really consider those. Arsenic and Old Lace does take place on Halloween. You know, I watched the Halloween Town movie. I did not love that. I thought it was kind of corny. The 11th, Goonies is on. I'm taping that. I really need to just buy the Goonies. I wanted to have the Goonies forever. It's like one of my all-time favorite movies. Do you guys love the Goonies? Oh my God. This is like, let's talk about movies, right? When my aunt passed away, my cousin's son, so my aunt's grandson, found these little notebooks that my aunt kept of like movies that she wanted to see and her favorite movies. And I went and I bought a bunch of those little notebooks because I wanted to do the same things. I really like that idea. But now I've been keeping it on my phone, and I need to put it on these notebooks because I have so many in there. I always think of like new movies. Like movies that like you guys would like not even think. Like, did you ever see the movie Testament about like nuclear war? And it's like what would happen if nuclear war affected like a small town and like these people are dying of radiation. I loved that movie. And the Disney movie Night Crossing about the people passing over the Berlin Wall. Like, it is crazy to me sometimes when I think that like in my lifetime like the Berlin Wall still existed and was like kind of a big deal. I mean, like, wasn't kind of a big deal, like it was a big deal. That sounded really ignorant of me, but do you guys remember when it like it came down? Like, that was huge. All of these historical events, and I kind of remember where I was when they happened, you know. It's like with 9/11 coming up, like I always remember where I was. My ex and I were dating. It was the first year that we were together, and he was still in his hometown going to hair school, and I was here and I was working. And it happened like between like 8 and 9 in the morning, and I remember I think, I'm almost positive it did, because I went into work and my supervisor came running out of her office and she said, turn the TV on. And so we turned the TV on, and the first building had been hit, and they were showing the recap of it. And then as we were sitting there watching it, the second building was hit. And I remember and the kids were at breakfast when it happened, or they were in school or something, because they weren't like on the unit. And so she filled the staffing for the day, and then she sent us, all the counselors, home. She said, go home. She said, you need to be with your families. And do you remember, like, school ended that day and everything? It was like, and I remember thinking it was going to be impossible to get home. And I mean, it was just really like this very scary moment. I remember my mom telling me that, like, when Vietnam happened, you know, we would watch it on TV, but it wasn't on our land. But then this was like on our land, and so it felt so completely different. It felt like, you know, and this was like the very first huge terrorist attack in the United States that we ever dealt with, you know, of like this kind of, this, you know, level. And just remember what a scary, sad day it was. And to go anywhere outside of where I lived once I got home was like the traffic. Do you guys remember the traffic that day? It was horrible. I don't know why, but it was just, everybody was going home and stuff. And so I ended up going into a Donato's Pizza, and I ordered like a large pizza, and with a fountain pop, and just sat there and like ate pizza and like watched it on the TV, and just like the recaps of it and the interviews with people. And when I think about horrible tragedies like that that's happened too, the other one for me, and I actually just watched an amazing documentary about it on Netflix. The other one for me was when, I can never remember the city, but it's like in Connecticut. Oh God, what was the city called? Where the first grade class, the shooter came in and killed those kids in that first grade class. Do you know what I'm talking about? Don't you? And, it was that guy that had like mental health issues and an arson. He killed his mom and he killed himself. And that documentary on Netflix is like so powerful. I talked about it on here at length a while ago. So I do think that that's like one of the things of maybe either getting older or getting older today is like, I feel like just being out in the world, like there's always this undercurrent of fear, and you never know like why. Like you know, when all of the shootings happened, like the one in Colorado, like when the Batman movies came out and stuff, it totally made me start thinking about movie theaters in a different way, you know? Airports, I feel like, are different now. Malls, major events, like, you know, I really thought about that the last time that I went to an Ultra Music Festival. I thought, a huge amount of people in one place, like, it's just scary, you know, and it makes you look at the world in a different way and not feel like the world is as safe a place as it used to be. I don't know. Does anybody else feel like that, like I do? It makes you a little bit more conscious, a little bit more. I mean, some people, I think, rebel against it, and other people, like me, are like wanting to be more like homebodies and not leave because it feels safer, you know, but bad things can happen to you in your own home. So let's talk about other things of Halloween. I love candy corn. I love those little pumpkins that like taste like candy corn, but they're not candy corns. My mom loved those. I love any kind of chocolate. I'm obsessed with any kind of chocolate. I'm trying to lose as much weight as I can between now and then because come the week of Halloween, I'm screwed. I love chili. Chili, garlic bread, apple muffins, any kind of sweet. Alex and I were both craving sweets tonight. He ended up making this like popcorn that he has like on his diet thing that's like that he loves, but I didn't. I wanted to get some of that Halo ice cream that everybody keeps on telling me about that's like 200 calories for like the whole container, but I can never find it. I saw it once at Fresh Time and I almost got it and then I didn't. I love making fires in the fireplace. We have like a real wood burning fireplace, so that's fun. What else? I just love the the trees blowing. I like to listen to scary audiobooks during autumn and Halloween, because that way I can, like, if I'm driving from place to place. I love reading scary books in fall. I'm thinking about, for October, reading all the Goosebumps books I was sent, and then reading, like, all of those, like, you know, what do you call it? Those shorter, like, ones that I have that are really scary. Those, like, Fear Street ones, R.L. Stine, and all of those. I'm thinking about reading all of those for October. And then maybe a couple other books, like The Raven Boys, I want to read. I can't remember what I read last year for Halloween, and I feel like there was like a readathon the week of Halloween, or there was like a scary readathon or something. I wish somebody would have one. If you guys are into readathons, Katrina at the Little Book Owl, and you can just Google it and it'll pull it up, but her channel's called The Little Book Owl, and I think that's also what her blog is called. She has a list of every readathon that happens in the country, or in the world, like in a year. She has like the dates and everything, and the website's linked to it. It's a really good way to find out about readathons. And readathons are just like week-long or month-long, or some of them half a year, or 3 days, or whatever. I'm going to try some different ones next year, because I've done the Diversathon, and I actually did really well at that. I did the Emoji-a-thon. I failed miserably. I did the Booktubeathon. The first year I did great. This year I did horrible. I did the Holiday Booktubeathon. I did okay on the second. The Holiday Booktubeathon I did okay with. What else did I do? There's like the 24-hour-a-thon, which is like you read as much as you possibly can in 24 hours, which I think that one sounds like a lot of fun. But like I would have to do that like when Alex was going out of town, because it's like you have to be kind of completely away from, you know. What other ones are there? There's so many readathons. I really wish I had stuck with the Summer of It, because like that was reading it over the entire summer. Because I would be done with it now, and the movie, it's coming out in the movie, and now I'm going to see the movie, and I'm never going to want to read the book, you know? So I wasted money on that book, but oh well. What are your favorite Halloween books? What are your favorite scary books? What are your favorite scary movies? And what are your favorite, like, autumn Halloween meals to eat? I also love grilled cheese sandwiches, but I want you to put that in the comment section below, and I'm going to make this a short vlog tonight so that I can listen to my audiobook. So those are your 3 things you have to do. It's very important, okay? Because we're getting prepared for Halloween. We're having fun getting ready for Halloween on this vlog. You have to put your favorite Halloween scary movies. Oh, and Hocus Pocus, one of my all-time favorites. I love Hocus Pocus. You have to put your favorite scary books and your favorite autumn or fall meal. Okay, so put that below. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.